Coming up right now, Joshua Autrey Serrano.
You guys are kind of hypocrites. You didn't laugh at the guy's green card joke, but you laugh at beating children. And a great Plankton impression. I was like, "Ah!" I haven't seen many crocodiles on social media, but I've seen a lot of instigators. My favorite bombas are La Bamba and President Obama. They say you are what you eat. That's why I don't eat vegetables. But I don't argue with people when they call me a pussy. When I tell jokes like that in Asia, they're just going to think I'm being racist. The Hulk always smashes, never passes. Sometimes I feel bad for Mrs. Claus, because, Santa only comes once a year, and he comes fast and early. Speaking of that, a comedian's favorite sex position is stand-up. Somewhere out there in the world, there's two Mormons fucking each other in the air. What a mindfuck. So, fun fact about me, I don't do these very often, but I do have seizures every once in a while. And when I'm not vibrating from that, I'm vibrating from the 6 cups of coffee I just had. I'm not even exaggerating. So I'm like a human vibrator, which is great for sex, but terrible for hide and seek. A Gen Z told me recently, not eating all day is such a millennial thing. I was like, oh wow, I thought it was a poverty thing. Intelligence is like steak. You might think it's rare, but actually it's been dead for a while. I always thought fighting fire with fire was kind of stupid until I learned that firefighters actually do fight fires with fires. Have you ever heard of controlled burn? So ever since I learned that, I went back to setting people on fire. Dating when you're old is like trying to find a place to eat at 3 a.m. There's not a lot of options open, you know what I mean? And the ones that are usually questionable and filled with drug addicts and people with weird jobs. So the waiter comes up to me and says, "You want to try a tri-tip?" I said, "What, is that a sex thing?" You know you're getting older when jokes start with, "You know what you're getting older when." I'm a very forgiving person and understanding in real life, not up here, but you might say I have a zero tolerance for zero tolerance. I feel like 9/11 is the opposite of 420, because one is like, never forget, and the other one is like, I forgot that today is also Hitler's birthday. You ever notice that women envy mostly celebrities that are on drugs? Like, yes, cigarettes are a drug. Yes, Ozempic is a drug. Yes, cocaine is a drug. No, this joke doesn't have a punchline. My search history is mostly questions about whether or not I should eat something that's been sitting out too long. My real life history is eating things that Google told me I probably shouldn't have eaten. Improv is one of the few ways that you can make a living from having multiple personality disorder. I read a philosophy book called The Courage to be Disliked, And it basically, to sum it up, it says, if you're not pissing people off enough, then you're not living freely enough. And ever since I read that, I've never been so happy to get death threats from my father. All right, thank you guys. Good night.
Keep it going for those one-liners, Joshua. All right, guys.